Hello, you wonderful learning individuals. How are you all doing today? It is so great to have you here. Thank you also so much for pressing the play button. I am Johnny, your host with HomeCountry Mathematics. Let us learn some math together, shall we? Okay, guys and gals, appreciate you stopping by, learning along with the channel. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for the views and the support. That is so great. We are continuing with Unit A, Section 1-4, multiplying and dividing rational numbers. The product of two numbers having the same sign is positive. In turn, the product of two numbers having different signs is negative. We've been working on a variety of problems, actually fun challenges, and from whole numbers to decimals onto fractions, and it's all been fun. Let us do another example here. 16 divided by 36. That is being divided by 24 . Oh, I am going to leave that over 60. 16 divided by 36, all being divided by 24 over 60. Writing the fraction in the way that it truly means is, well, here it is. This is what we actually have going on. Okay? So we have a fraction, which is a numerator, and a fraction that is a denominator. Sometimes you'll hear me call it north and south, south fraction, north fraction. This is kind of what I mean. So again, multiplying and dividing fractions is truly super simple and easy. I just recommend don't overcomplicate it. It's not so bad. So we have 16, okay, so the north is unchanged, okay, that is common. What we have to do is multiply the south by the reciprocal, okay, so we're basically changing it from division to multiplication, all right? The step is to multiply it by its reciprocal. We have 24 over 60. And its reciprocal is essentially just flipping the fraction. That's all it really means. It's just a fancy word. Ignore the fancy words and keep it simple. All we're doing is flipping the fraction. That's pretty easy, right? We could all do this. 60 over 24 now. Okay? Let's save us some work. Let me show you what you could end up with if you actually did the multiplication now. Okay? I'm going to show you a smarter way of dealing with this, working with fractions. Because working with super large values. So we have, it's a bit cringe, right? Like, that's probably what scares most people off. And I don't blame them, really. It's a lot to take in, right? So now we're at the point we have to reduce this. And that's just crazy talk. Okay? Let's not do that. Okay? Let's keep it simple. So whenever you're multiplying fractions, bear with me guys and gals, what we're really doing is, as you've seen, I multiplied 16 times 60 to get me 960. The fraction bar is a separator. It's a grouping symbol. So it separates the north from the south. The numerator is its own thing, okay, or object or values. And same with in turn with the denominator. They're separate from each other. So that's what a fraction line is. I look at it kind of like a fence, a neighborhood kind of concept. You have a north neighborhood and a south neighborhood, right? That's to kind of give you just some organization, I guess, if you will, in your mind. Okay, so that's essentially what you do when you're multiplying fractions, okay? All right, let's simplify. Let's go into that step now. All right, so factoring and reducing. Again, more big words, just ignore them. Just understand the steps. So what are we doing? What do we want to do? What we want to do is find common numbers. We want to be able to cancel them or divide them between each other, right? So what does 4 over 4 mean? 4 over 4 really means 1, okay? Because we're going 4 divided by 4 equals 1. That's with any value. Again, fractions are a whole number over being divided by another whole number, right? So, with that said, any value that you multiply by 1 is going to just give you the same value, right? We all know this. So that's what we want. We want common numbers. All right? So, I'm looking at 36 and 60. We know that, without writing it down, we know 6 goes nicely into 36, and we know that 6 goes nicely into 60, correct? Yes, we do. Again, this is one of those things or areas where I recommend you have your times tables memorized. That's the main reason that I showed you right there, so that you can find those common single-digit values between double-digit whole numbers. Okay? Good luck on your studies. Okay, let's continue. So I'm going to go 6 times 6. This is what factoring is in this sense. What we're doing is just breaking this number into two numbers. That's all we're really doing. Okay? We can all do this. All right, guys? I believe in you. Now, I'm going to pair these numbers together, whole numbers. 4 times 4 is 16, right? And we know that 4 times 6 gives us 24. So I'm going to break 16 into 4 times 4. I'm going to do this with all the values. All right? And 60, because we're using 6 times 10. And lastly, four times 6. I usually say 6 times 4 because it kind of rhymes better. that's okay. So there we go. We've broken 16 into 4 times 4, 60 into 10 times 10. Sorry guys, I think I need more coffee. 60 into 6 times 10, 36 into 6 times 6, and 24 into 4 times 6. Okay, I know you're following along, right? That's pretty easy, right? So there we go. Now we have our numbers that we can start canceling. We can cancel 2 of the 6s, and we can cancel 2 of the 4s. Okay, what are we left with? We are left with 4 times 10 and 6 times 6. Perfect. Okay, we could at this point multiply, but then again, what we're trying to do is having the steps of having to reduce our final answer, right? We could still go a little further yet, right? We know that 2 can be divided by, or 6 can be divided by 2, 4 can be divided by 2, and 10 can also be divided by 2. So with that said, I'm going to divide all of these numbers by 2. So essentially what I'm doing is I'm doing the same thing. 2 times 2, 2 times 3, 2 times 5, right? I'm breaking these numbers. Breaking them down, okay? And then you can see the canceling that's happening. All right, let's simplify the canceling. It's easy. So what you do is you're dividing all these whole numbers by 2. So 2 times 2 is 4. We're left with 2. 2 times 3 is 6. We're left with 3. 2 times 5 is 10. We're left with 5 because the 2's are canceling each other, guys and gals, right? It's all the same. All right? Any value multiplied by 1 is just going to be the same answer. And same thing with the last 3. And there we go. We're down to really super simple, easy numbers. And you literally can breathe at this point because it's so simplified, visually easy to see and visually easy to understand, and it's not so overwhelming now. Now is it? All right, I'm just gonna box that there. And let's continue. Our final answer we have 2 times 5, which is 10, and 3 times 3, which is 9. Okay, I want to share with you something quickly. So I pretty much went straight to multiplying, and you want to know why? Because I know I can't factor anymore, right? I can't reduce anymore. And this is why, I recommend it. I mean, it's going to help to also have some of the prime numbers memorized. Okay? What are prime numbers? Definition of prime numbers. A prime number is a whole number greater than 1 that has only 2 factors, 1 and itself. Okay? Please store into the old memory banks or library in your head that 2 is the first prime number. It's not 1, it is actually 2. Okay? So let me continue. Greater than 1 that has only 2 factors, 1 and itself. For example, 7 is a prime number because its only factors are 1 and 7. Okay? These are all the prime numbers. Once you see a prime number, you can pretty much give up the thought of having to reduce anymore because you're done, right? Unless, of course, you have something like 9 divided by 3, right? 3 being a prime number, right? You could still do some work. But if you had some strange odd number like 11 over 3, you would be done, right? Because also 11 is a prime number. All right? 10 divided by 9, let's put this into a mixed fraction. Okay, 9 is less than 10, so it's 9 times 1. Where can I show the work? 9 times 1 equals 9, right? If I go 9 times 2, that's 18. 18 is greater than 10. That's too much. We want to figure out how many times does 9 go into 10 without going over. Well, that's 1 times, right? So the next step is to take this numerator 10 and then subtract it from your answer, which is 9. And that's going to give us 1. Okay? So that's our numerator, and our denominator always is unchanged. Okay? So I turned it from, I do apologize, I should have erased this earlier. I turned it from a improper fraction to a mixed fraction. All right? That is it. I hope you enjoyed that example. I appreciate you watching and learning along with the channel. You are awesome, and I love it. So, anyways, I'm going to leave it at that. I'll see you in the next video. Again, thanks for watching, and take care.